Hi, welcome to episode 6 of I Teach You the Internet. I'm your host, Tony.
I'm Jenna.
The other host, I should have introduced you better than that. I just looked at you blankly. Do you know why? Because it's a weird kind of Monday and we're trying to get this show going, right?
Yeah.
We're having some technical difficulties, but everybody has technical difficulties on a Monday.
And today's Monday, so we're here to make you feel better.
That's right. That's what we're here for. That's why all the people tune in. The many, many, many people who tune in. We can't even count. I'm not even going to try to count how many people listen to our show because it's not worth it because it's so many. So we're going to power through the technical difficulties. They're not going to stop us because we know all about tech. We can handle it. I figure today we talk about the technical difficulties we're experiencing and internet speed and connections and network. Yeah, even right now when you said that, you sounded like a robot in my headphones. Try it again.
Really?
Yeah.
Connection.
Oh, it didn't help us that time. Like, okay.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. Well, okay, Jenna, start us off, and then I'll go from there. What do you think about, your network speed? Is that ever an issue?
Yes, all the time, especially when I'm playing Pokemon Go, because, when I wanna, play Pokemon just, in my house, sometimes it won't load with Wi-Fi, even if my Wi-Fi is at full bars. And, I go to my friend's house a lot. I go to my friend's house a lot, and, they don't usually have, full bars, so I can't get onto Instagram, I can't get onto anything. So it kind of frustrates me.
When you say full bars, what do you mean? What are you talking about?
So, on the Wi-Fi, you know that there's, different bar thingijigs. When, it's on, the bottom one, that's, really bad, and, when it's, full, it's all blue or whatever color it is, it's pretty good Wi-Fi.
What does that? Yeah, but what does that? Do you know what that means?
Good connection.
Yeah.
And bad connection.
But does that have anything to do with speed?
Yeah, because if you have bad connection, things are gonna run really, really slow.
Actually, yes and no, right? If you have bad connection, then yeah, you're no good. But you could have a good connection to the Wi-Fi, but the internet coming into there could be slow as well.
I see what you're saying because recently Instagram has been glitching out for me a lot, but my Wi-Fi is always at full.
No,
or whatever you call it.
So then there's a lot to think about with connections. It causes so many headaches sometimes.
So many.
But I'm gonna take you back down memory lane.
No.
Yeah, hold on to something. Brace yourself. We're going to go back to the 90s when I was first getting on the internet with my computer because nobody had any smart devices. So we're talking about a world where there is no Wi-Fi. Or Wi-Fi is just starting to become, it's in the labs and it's in some places, but it's not in people's homes. We're talking about 96 maybe or something like that, 97. But we didn't have Wi-Fi, but we had nothing to connect to Wi-Fi, so it didn't matter. So, do you know how I connected my PC to the internet back then?
Somehow.
Nice answer. So, we also had in our house telephones. Do you have a telephone still in your house?
They call them home phones or house phones.
Okay, yeah.
that no one ever picks up and
right.
They just leave. Yeah, we have one.
Why do you guys still have one?
Because we don't give everyone our personal numbers. So
right.
that's the phone, we never use it.
Right.
Unless necessary. But that's where all of our messages come in and stuff,
right.
Our voicemails.
Yeah, all the business stuff. So this phone line was how we got on the internet. So my computer had a modem. Do you know what a modem is?
No.
A modem is the part of the computer that talks to the network. In your phone, it's basically just the Wi-Fi chip or the antenna or something.
Oh, mm-hmm.
So I had to plug my computer into the phone line, and then my PC made a phone call to the internet.
Wait, and then you couldn't use your phone?
Right.
Oh my gosh, I knew things.
And here's what's worse. Like, unless you had the settings or, like, you can adjust them, if somebody called, it would disconnect you from the internet. Or if someone picked
Really?
up the phone, it would disconnect you. So then I turned off that setting because I did not want to be interrupted when I'm browsing the internet. But that just upset my mom because people were calling and they just wouldn't get through. It would just put them on hold.
Oh,
And then I would hang
really?
up, and then I would stop being on the internet, and people would call like, I was calling all day. So yeah, the phone line. So you plugged it in. Now, if you had a little bit of money, you could pay for another phone line, so you would have two, so you could always be on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
But one of my internet services, you paid for how many hours you used.
Oh, so like, I don't know if I'm correct, but like on some phones, it'll be like you can only use 200 minutes of texting or something.
Right. Oh, that's true too, because you're really making a phone call, so you have to make sure your phone plan allowed for like phone calls, and that wasn't so bad, but that was the phone company bill. But you also had to pay your internet provider, like the company that gave you internet access. And back then, the number one was AOL.
Never heard of it.
Oh my gosh, Jenna, AOL was like one of the biggest companies of all time, like at that time. Like, have you ever heard of like, you've got mail?
No.
Okay, that was like so iconic. That was like the Nike swoosh kind of thing. Like, that was like McDonald's. You've got mail was the sound of like people getting on the internet. Like
Oh,
trademark.
wait, okay. So like when you get on, example, when you get on your computer, and like I watched a most amazing top 10 video earlier today, and it was like sounds and stuff that you like miss, and like the computer turning on like the sound. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, okay, so when it was dialing, it wasn't a person, it was like dialing in code, like robotic code. So it would make all these sounds like boing, boing. Like it would take you like 2 minutes to connect to the internet. And if you had AOL, they had this little guy that said, "You've got mail." And it became so iconic. And they made a movie about it starring people you don't know, but it's okay. and that was like super like iconic for that time.
Really?
Yeah. And so the internet, well, I'm going to show you one day what it looks like because
Oh no, I'm scared.
it looks so different. Today's internet, like websites are very fluid and lots of graphics and like you can slide, right? Like web pages are very moving and stuff. Internet was so slow back then. The speeds that you're used to now, we could only dream of. At this time, if you wanted to download one song, it would take you 10 minutes.
Really?
If you wanted to watch a low quality, and I pulled up these facts because I wanted to remember. If you wanted to download a movie, it'd take over 24 hours easily for a low quality, under DVD level.
Really? So you like if you wanted a movie night with your friends, you'd have to plan like at least a day or two ahead.
There was no movie night. This is before streaming, because streaming was impossible. So Netflix, YouTube, those all didn't exist. Spotify.
I don't know what that is.
That's like a music streaming service. Anything that like there was no streaming video, like virtually none.
Really?
Yeah, and if you could find a little video, it was like 10 seconds long. It was like a GIF, but
oh really?
But very very lower quality, like the size of a postage stamp on your screen, and that would take 5 minutes to load for a 10-second.
Really?
Yep. Yes.
Wait. Can I ask you?
Yes.
Something about a GIF.
Yeah.
That doesn't really have to do with the internet.
Go ahead.
Is it GIF or GIF? Because me and my friends fight about this all the time.
People on the internet fight about this all the time. The creator calls it GIF, but a lot of people think it should be GIF.
I think it should be GIF.
I think it should be
like
GIF
GIF
too. I like it better too.
Okay, sorry.
Because I want to say I sent you a GIF. If I say I sent you a GIF, it sounds like a present.
Yeah. Yeah, so like I think it should be GIF.
So Jenna, this conversation right now that we're having was not possible at all. Because you cannot stream video.
Oh yeah, and if you viewers didn't know, we are on FaceTime.
Oh yeah.
We're not in real person.
Good, yeah. So like think about that. Like I remember the first time I downloaded a song and it was like a dumb little, I think it was a James Bond song. And it was
I've heard of him, but I don't know what it is. Wasn't he an actor or something?
He's a movie character that many different actors play. But he's like a Batman, like a spy Batman. And it took me like 15 minutes to download the one song, and I thought that was the most amazing thing in the world. So here's the thing: your PC is making a call, right? Mm-hmm. You have to make sure that you're making a local call, because my friend, my buddy, he didn't know when he was setting it up, and he was making a long distance call, which back in the day, if you're calling in your same area, it was very, very cheap. But if you're calling across the country, it was super expensive. So his phone bill came and it was like $300.
Really?
And his parents were so angry. And it was because of the internet.
It's their fault. They didn't tell you to do something with the settings.
Well, it's kind of his fault because he was trying to do it himself. Yeah, like we were always just figuring things out on our own. So
yeah, like because I think it was last episode that you said that or something. But like you just have to know apps. Like I didn't know how to work my new Edge because there's like so many new features and stuff. But then I just like figured it out in 2 minutes.
Right.
You just have to know apps.
Yeah, we just have to know things, and then like we have to see when our friends mess up and have a super big bill on their email. So the internet was so different back then because images couldn't, you wouldn't put a big image because it would be too long for someone to load. So it was mostly about like text.
Yeah.
And this is the way it was until like 2000.
Really?
Yeah, broadband was starting to become popular. This is what we have, broadband. That means like high-speed internet.
Oh.
And it can be, kind of fast to really, really fast. Mm-hmm. So then that's when Wi-Fi became a thing, and we had Wi-Fi routers so we can have internet access, and then everything else caught up, our phones and video games.
Woohoo!
Yeah. But it's getting faster. Do you know about the future of internet speed?
I know. Okay, no, I don't really know anything. But, like, I know, like, people are, like, they're trying to make, like, the fastest thing where, like, you immediately click on it and it'd be there. Like, on Instagram, like, it takes, like, literally 5 seconds to load. But they just want faster. You click on it and it's open, Right.
So, the next technology past broadband, it's called fiber. And it's like really fast cables. It's like 100 times faster than our current internet.
Really?
Yep. It's going to be when instead of streaming, like you're just going to click play and you're like in 10 seconds, you'll have the whole movie file.
Really?
It doesn't really have to stream. It'll just like boom. And then you'll have super fast internet. And then in the future, you'll talk to people and they can't imagine how slow your internet was.
Yeah. Like, I've been thinking about this, like when you tell me stuff, like about like the internet and back then and stuff, and like how did you live? And that's because you didn't know what was coming.
Right.
I've been thinking about this lately. Like, I didn't know slime was coming. That has nothing to do with. Okay, that's a bad example. I didn't know No, you didn't know these amazing iPhones were coming.
Right.
But then, like, and then you explain how you live without it, you know, like, I don't understand, like, how I even lived without, like, anything before I had anything, but that was a long time ago.
Right. So long ago, before you had anything. No one can remember. So that's what's really interesting to think about what's coming. Like, can you even
Yeah.
imagine, like, what's your computer going to look like?
I don't know, because just, like, if you think about it, like, our internet's pretty fast. Like, you could click on something and it'll load in literally 5 seconds. But, like, I don't understand, like, how it can top that, because we don't know what's coming. But one thing that I really am, like, shook about is, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, is there ever going to be a point in time where you cannot top what you have? And then, like, when everyone gets used to it, they're going to want more, but it just can't happen.
Right. So
That's what I wonder.
there's this idea in technology called Moore's Law, and it's about computers. And it's the idea that every 18 months, the speed of it talked about the processor. The processor is the brain of a computer. It's the chip. It's the part that does all the thinking and the math and the calculations. Everything comes from the processor. The speed doubles like every 18 months. So, like, computers don't go faster just like on a straight line. They curve. They get faster and faster and faster, like incredibly faster. Like, your phone is like 1,000 times more powerful than the spaceship that took people to the moon in the 60s. You know, like,
yeah, true.
like so much more powerful. So things are just, but some people are predicting that speed can't keep going, that eventually we're going to hit a point of, like, okay, the stuff can't get to you any faster.
Yeah, like, it's going to be, like, example, like, you, as I was saying earlier, you click on something and it doesn't even take 0.1 second. Well, I don't know if that can happen, but, like,
Right.
0.1 second to, like, load, you know?
Well,
it'll be, like, literally in the same second as you clicked it, if you know.
Actually, I think it would happen, because if you can go so fast, then when you're looking at a page, the pages behind it can start loading. So
I see what you're saying.
When you click yes, it doesn't then go, it doesn't send a message, please give me. It already had it back there because it's thinking, maybe she's going to want this. So it'll just reveal.
Yeah, I see.
Now, here's another thing. At some point, the clicking is slow, and you moving your mouse or moving your finger. Like, I saw you just like 15 minutes ago, I told you to Google something, and you just picked up your phone and you talked to it.
Yeah.
Why didn't you type it out?
Because it's Monday and I'm lazy.
No, but...
And just because we have the internet, like, use it as much as you can. Like, maybe this is probably never going to happen, but let's say the internet, like, something happens and, like, literally, like, you can't do anything. Like, you can't speak to your phone and say, do this and do that and stuff like that. And, like, I'm just taking advantage because, like, if that ever happens, it probably won't, but it possibly can. Like, if just something happens and you cannot do that anymore, like, I'm just taking advantage while I can.
Jenna, do you know what happened like 2 or 3 weeks ago?
No.
There was, like, I think it was a Tuesday. Did you notice that a lot of websites weren't working?
Yeah.
So, do you know what Amazon does?
No.
Oh, I mean, one thing is they deliver your phone case and stuff like that,
Well,
right?
yeah.
But do you know they have this thing called Amazon Web Services? They built giant servers. Do you know what a server is?
Like, no, not really.
Okay, a server is just a computer.
I'm thinking of Minecraft.
No, that's what it is. A server is a computer that doesn't need a monitor, really, but it's hosting the internet.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So every website you visit lives somewhere on a server. Like, there's a physical computer somewhere that has the information. So when you go to websites, you're just accessing that. Like, there's no cloud. It's just a bunch of machines here on Earth.
Yeah.
So Amazon, like, over the past 15 years or so, have been building the biggest server farms, they call them. Like, little cities full of computers just, like, hosting everything. And you could rent it. So they power a big chunk of the internet. And a few weeks ago, they were doing some regular maintenance, and a guy made a mistake. Like, he forgot to carry the one in his little math equation, and instead of, like, taking one server down to fix it, he took down the entire East Coast for like 5 or 6 hours.
Really?
Yep. And they couldn't even figure out what the problem was. And the little yellow light that tells them something's wrong, that wasn't even working right. So all of these websites were hosted on this, and suddenly they weren't working.
That's crazy. Oh my gosh. Like, see, you use it while you can. Like, oh, I mean, I guess it can happen now that you say that.
It's not, the internet isn't like, I mean,
it's not perfect.
Everything
like,
is limited, right? Trees and water and air.
Yeah.
But like the internet is like people with machines, and if they make a mistake and the power goes out, it's not there for that time.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So that little mistake cost a lot of people a lot of money and time, because they just couldn't, like, entire corporations couldn't get their work done.
Yeah. So, like, yeah, like, I think this happened, like, didn't this happen, like, or something like this happen, like, what, like, 1 or 2 years ago?
Yeah, there was another internet outage for a little while.
Yeah, because my mom, while she was working, like, the computers were down for, like, so long, and, like, they couldn't do their work at all. So, like, it was kind of a free day for them. But, like, they couldn't do anything. Like, they couldn't go on Pokemon Go. I'm joking.
Yeah.
But, so, like, they couldn't, yeah.
So, I mean, that goes to show, like, things are better and Amazon is pretty good, but then this, like, shows us, like, oh my gosh, Amazon's, like, really powerful. They need to be careful.
Yeah, like, example, like what you just said, like, if they make one tiny mistake, when they don't carry that tiny one, they could just take down everything. Like, now that you say that, I'm scared, like, they're gonna make a mistake, and, like the entire, everyone who uses it is not gonna have it. Like, now I'm scared about that.
Yeah, so
like, I mean, I don't use that, I don't think, because, I mean, I don't think so, but, like, I mean, I'm not just worried for me, I'm worried for everyone. You know, like, you cannot live without a phone.
Right. I mean, it's super important. It is important to kind of worry about and think about, because the internet isn't, like, just for entertainment or just for fun. It's like how we manage all our stuff, and it needs to kind of be reliable, like electricity and your plumbing, and even more reliable than some of those sometimes.
So, good thing we didn't do a podcast on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Because then you guys wouldn't be able to get on saywhatradio.com and listen to us.
That is a perfect way to close this episode. I like it. You're a true professional.
Woohoo.
Yeah. So, for sure, that was a little trip down memory lane when the internet. I mean, we were complaining about we were having a tough time making a connection today, but I could have never done this. Yeah, so long ago, like 20 years ago, for sure. This was so impossible. Yeah,
so thank you, Amazon, for fixing that.
But America does need to get a little better, because I'm looking at all the speed of internet in the world. The U.S. is number 30.
Really?
Yep.
Who's number 1?
South Korea.
I'm moving there.
And it's like 4 times as fast.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my God.
So, but our country's like really big, so it's kind of hard to put the wires everywhere. South Korea's kind of little.
Yeah, but, like, I mean, at least we're not. What's the biggest one? What's the biggest number?
The biggest country?
Yeah.
With people, you mean? Like China?
I mean, like, yeah, like the most population.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, at least we're not there where like everyone is using the internet constantly.
Yeah.
You know, like, and we have like I don't know if this is true, but we probably have better like connection because they have like the most population.
Well, I think in the cities, like in China, I think their internet is actually. I think a lot of places have faster internet than we do, like a lot.
Oh no.
Like
Well, 30. I mean, well, yeah, you know what I
yeah,
mean.
it's so we could do better, but and that's another thing when you become voting age, when you need to like there's issues that I voted on about the internet.
What do you
And
mean, like?
so there's an important thing that you have to start thinking about. It's called net neutrality.
Mm-hmm.
So the companies want to charge people different rates for how much internet they use. Like
What?
they want to charge the companies that give us media. They want to make it like if NBC owns my internet, they want their TV shows to come in fast, but they want Netflix to come in slow, so we watch their shows.
Well, I mean, I don't understand that because like if there's something on what channel did you say? NBC or
Yeah.
something? Well, if there's something that we want to watch on Netflix, like Pokemon, that's probably not gonna be on NBC. Like
Right.
that's like I don't get that because
So,
like
because like my internet is by Comcast, and Comcast owns NBC, and NBC owns Hulu, and they have their TV shows on Hulu. So they don't really want you to watch Netflix. They want you to pay for Hulu. So what if they made Netflix slow and bad quality video and made their Hulu all fast? And that's what people are trying to do. So we got to make sure we keep the internet open and free kind of place because that's what makes it awesome.
yeah, like I don't understand that because like NBC doesn't have Pokemon.
That's right. That's all you got to know. Who's got Pokemon? I got Pokemon. Jenna's got Pokemon. She calls him Pokemon, but that's okay.
I do?
Kind of say Pokemon.
I do? Pokemon?
Yeah.
Pokemon? Oh, I guess I do.
All right, so
It's kind of like Pac-Man. I'm joking.
yeah. Well, it's Pocket Monsters.
True.
Okay, so I'll remind you when you're 18 to vote on this issue, and you can remind all your friends that they got.
Well, if it even is still an issue, maybe
That's true.
maybe
It's
not.
close. It's close. People go back and forth. So we got to keep an eye on your politicians. You got to tell your parents who you want them to vote for about the internet because it is important to us.
Yeah, like I mean, I feel really bad for the people who were using the Amazon thing.
Yep. Our hearts go out. All right, so you can always find us on saywhatradio.com as long as Amazon's got their servers up and running and we pay our bills. You could help us pay the bills by sharing our show with your friends. That's all we're asking for. The show's free. Just spread the word.
With about like a few clicks of a button or your finger, it's at your fingertips right now.
It's at your
possibly.
fingertips. I love it. It's right there. Just touch it.
Yeah, that's all you gotta do.
Saywhatradio.com. I teach you the internet. Subscribe. Until next time. See you later, Jenna.
Bye.